FTW Wrestling fans, we're sitting here for the interview that is long overdue. I'm sitting next to my brother, Matthew Henry. Fans knowing, of course, as Issac Cain, it's been a rough month. Number one, getting you back to the show. Your impact on the show and the aftermath that a lot of the fans do not know about. Obviously, a lot of the workers in the back know about it. A lot of questions for you. From the fans, from wrestlers. Some of it people may not like to hear, but you're the one that wanted the interview.
Well, just know this, that I'm gonna answer honestly. So
that's exactly.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything.
That's exactly why we're here. You said you wanted a straight shoot interview, so I'm gonna start off with this right here. This is questions that I think the fans need to know, would want to know.
Okay.
Why did you leave the company that made you a star in this area? I think a lot of people would want to know that one. Now, I know the answer, they don't, so you can go ahead and hit them with that.
Listen, I was there with you from the very beginning. Yeah. Me, Overkill, guys like Derek, and a ton of other guys that I'm not even going to mention. But the point was, it got to a point where I saw that it was beginning to crumble and fall down, and there was a lot of people around you that was instigating you, because I'm your brother. You're not going to necessarily listen to me. It takes an outside voice to make people understand things same way as like a therapist or something. But you're not going to listen to my opinion necessarily over everyone else. Yeah. in your ears. Okay, so whenever I saw that it was crumbling, I made a conscious decision.
Well, let's just go ahead and say why it was crumbling. You said we weren't going to sugarcoat anything.
You had a lot of personal stuff going on. There was a ton of.
I had an affair.
You had an affair. There was a ton of drinking going on, which
prior to the show.
And I felt like it was a bad environment for me to be in. So if I would have been going out there and putting my life on the line for all these people, while simultaneously feeling like my heart wasn't in it, right? That's how people get hurt. So I made the conscious decision, and sorry to say this, but I took the fans out of the whole thing. I took the fan, I have to look out for myself, first and foremost.
You obviously driving the ring to the show, setting up the ring, while, let's just be honest, me and several other guys out drinking prior to the show. That's how it was then. That's not how it is now. That's how it was then. Obviously struck a nerve with you. You obviously got sick of it. And
it's funny how there was a few guys there, and I'll name names here in just a little bit, but there was a few guys there that they're right there on the bandwagon. They're drinking, they're partying it up. But the second that Matthew's gone, let's jump on the bandwagon. Let's help. Well, where was you helping for the past 5 years? Where were they at?
There's still not a whole lot of help going on. Let's let you know that.
Well,
now coming back, you came back at this past show. Obviously, shocked the crowd. The first FTW Full Throttle Wrestling show under the new banner, starting fresh, starting clean. Everybody's got their
brilliant,
stuff,
by the way, brilliant.
Everybody's got their stuff together now. Completely different environment. Your thoughts on the reaction from the crowd after John obviously climbed to the top rope, put Knox through the table with a splash. Lights go out.
Which I didn't even see that. I didn't care. That was
crowd reaction.
The crowd reaction was not important to me. Simply because the past year to year and a half, it became the crowd had their head shoved up everyone else's ego so much that
did you think
Matthew or Issac Cain kind of became this? Oh, he's there. We're gonna take him for granted.
Did you?
Then whenever I'm gone, hang on a sec. Then whenever I'm gone, it's Facebook this, Facebook that. Where's Issac? Where blah blah blah. Point is, take your cheering and give it to someone else because they need it a lot more than I did.
Did you think? Did you think coming back that you know, obviously I'm known as a guy that calls the shots. I will call for people to get shot on if need be. Coming back, did you think coming to the curtain? We had prior talks. Did you think still? Did you trust? Did you think you were going to get shot on at some point during the show? At some point during the actual
and
show.
I've told you this whenever we were talking on the telephone, whenever this whole thing started. I don't trust any promoter. Okay? Because promoter...
But I'm your brother.
You may be my brother, but whenever we're at the shows, you're the promoter. So you got to look out for you, your business. You got to do what you think is correct. So whenever I came in the door, I didn't know what to expect, right? I knew what to expect from the fans because they don't really know what's going on half the time anyways. But from the wrestlers and from you, didn't quite know what to expect, but...
my next question...
I really didn't care also.
My next question was going to be, why go after John? Why go after Overkill? But I'm sensing you have some, and that you have some kind of tension built up with the fans here. Let's just lay it out here. Did it aggravate you? Did it bother you that before you left, guys like Chase Stevens, guys that you speak of that was out with me prior to the show, guys that you call enablers, that's coming from you, was receiving a better crowd reaction.
Hell yeah, I did.
Then
yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
And 90% of that goes to that every single one of those fans sitting in the crowd knew, they knew from day one, from the day they stepped in that building, that I was the first one there and that I was the last one to leave. And whenever it came time for Isaac to come out of the curtain, you know, it started... I started getting that effect where they started seeing me every week. But still, they knew that I was there. They knew that I was the first one there, the last one to leave. Regardless of whoever walked through that door, they knew for a fact that I was going to be there, that I would talk to them. But didn't seem to matter when it came into the context of the show.
Why did you go after John Sullivan first? Why was he a target?
It's no secret that me and John went to school together. I'm not even going to go into that whole deal.
We've heard those promos.
We've heard that, and this isn't a promo.
I'm saying we've heard those promos in the past.
The day that I decided what to do, John texted me. And he said, "What should I do?" And I said, "You're your own man. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay? Don't text me and ask me, what do you want me to... But you made the conscious decision, not for you. You didn't make the decision for yourself, John. You made it for her. Okay? Because she was the one that was wanting to go out and party. She was the one that was wanting to have fun at your expense. Okay? Because she doesn't care how much money you make from a week-to-week basis, month to month, a year to year. She doesn't care. Right?
I've heard
she doesn't care.
I've heard this all from Shane.
Well, I don't care about Shane.
Well, I'm just saying.
The point is, I saw it. I knew it. Everyone knows it. She doesn't care as long as she gets what she wants. Okay? So don't text me and ask me what you want me to do because you don't care about what I say. You're going to do exactly what she says to do. The point that I'm getting to, the reason why I came back and I went after John was he saw what was happening as well. Because I had a conversation with him. He saw what was happening as well, and instead of trying to do something about it, or try and make a statement, right? Because even after I left, this whole thing kind of drew out for another 2 months or so, right? Him and Chastity were both enabling you.
Well, I can't blame anybody but myself for going prior to the show.
You can't blame anyone, but the fact of the matter is that they don't care, right? Maybe John might care a little bit, but he cares more about what she wants to do. And right? and he cares less about what happens to the wrestling.
And listen, I know based off of us talking about going out prior to shows drinking, I'm going to hear, Why would you want to bring that up with a new show? People watching. Point is, people turn over a new leaf. That's what they do.
It's different now.
When I sit down at the table with you and Mom and Russ, when I sit down at the table with you and Mom and Russ and discuss the fact that I believe that you could come back to the show now and things would definitely be okay, that I was obviously not doing the things that I was doing prior to that, this is not KFW anymore. KFW is dead. Full Throttle Wrestling is exactly what we say. It's Full Throttle Wrestling. Our minds are on it. I'm sharp as a tack now. Okay, so that's just something.
And I saw that, or else I wouldn't have came back.
That's something that I wanted to make. But obviously, we're going to get into
who wasn't
professional.
Who wasn't. Here's the thing, and I'm going to go ahead and get this out of my system. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Maybe I should. But all that John cares about, right? I've done said it. All he cares about is himself and her, right? He doesn't care about this right here and what it means. And he doesn't care about you and how much money you make or how much money you lose or what's going to be happening to your business, whether it's going to fold. All she cares about is coming in that locker room and making it a breeding ground for her infidelity. Okay? So, as long as she gets to come back there and have a little bit of fun.
Which a lot of wrestlers may like that. It's definitely not business. Based on, we're gonna start right here. We're gonna cut to the footage of you actually taking the belt from John. We're going to cut to that footage right now, and we're going to come back with the rest of this shoot interview with you. Okay. So what we just seen there, you hitting the DDT, getting the 1, 2, 3, handing me the piece of paper. Do you want to speak? This wasn't even one of my questions, but do you want to speak and tell the fans? Because a lot of fans on Facebook say, "What was the paper? What was the paper that you handed me?" I know what it was, but I think it's your duty to tell the fans.
Listen, it doesn't take 2 and 2. Put 2 and 2 together. Figure it out. You came to me. I wrote up a contract, and I said, if I come back, this is what I want.
Well, it wasn't really a contract. It was pretty much a stipulation.
But it was a written down agreement, okay, that said, this is the one thing that I want. I want one title shot anytime.
And let's just be honest. It wasn't just you that actually wanted it. Part of the stipulation to get you to come back was the fact that you got a shot at this.
Yes.
Title, anything you wanted.
Because I saw it.
That's what you wanted. That's what Mom wanted. That's what, you know what I mean? I was stuck in a spot where, you know what I mean? I was going to do what it took to get you back.
For years, it was all about not what I wanted, but I was the one doing, right? Now, I'm finally getting to get what I want for the first time. For the first time, listen, if I want to get cheered, I'll go somewhere else, right? If I want to get cheered, I'll go somewhere else. Okay, there's tons of places out there. But here in FTW, my passion for FTW dates back from the very beginning, whenever it was KFW, right? And I was there from the very beginning, and this is the first time that I've left, right? And now I've came back.
Right. You're right.
And you can't come back different unless you leave. And I knew that. I knew that whenever I made the decision. I said, okay, if I'm going to leave, then I'm going to come back a different person, mentally.
I texted you before the Matt Hardy show and said, come to the show, work a angle. Yeah, and Nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
I straight up tried to call you. Nothing.
That
nothing.
was my
no
personal
phone calls,
decision.
No reply text. People knows this. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, family knows it. What we're going to talk about now is aftermath, and that's the unknown aftermath that took place after the show was over. What took place in the back? The crowd.
Are you going to show this footage?
Yeah,
or?
we're going to show a piece of it. Obviously, we had to take we had to take out the audio, and I know a lot of people's going to think that this is not real. This is fake.
Oh, I assure you,
this is a angle. But I want to get your thoughts on that. But first, we're going to take you to the footage that led up to this. We couldn't get all of the aftermath.
Oh, great! Roll it.
The audio was cut, so we're going to take
it.
you to that, and then we'll come back here and we'll finish up the shoot interview. Okay, so we just seen her obviously spray you or something, and I know you were looking at me afterwards. You thought that maybe I had something to do.
I didn't know what to expect.
You didn't directly blame me, but you looked at me and asked me if I knew anything that this.
No, what I said was, regardless of whose fault it was, it falls on you because you're the promoter.
It falls back on me.
But let me go, and I told you this, and I'm going to go ahead and tell it to the camera now. Listen, Chastity, I've been around you my whole life. I've seen you destroy most of everything that you touch.
Wow.
I give you, that's one shot you got on me. One time. The next time you put your hands on me, I will not hesitate to lay you out. I don't care if you're a female or not. You want to... No, this is funny. You want to hear the reason? You want to hear the reason?
I heard the reason.
Okay.
They've
because
not.
I didn't talk to her for 4 months. I didn't talk to you for 4 months. Well, you wanted to prove a point, and what point did you end up proving that night? You left with a busted open head. That's the point you proved? Good job.
And you know, obviously, this is the way I look at it. You know, the aftermath that took place in the back spread like wildfire, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of lit up.
I had people asking me about it
at the other shows that you do.
So, I guess there was some kind of miscommunication. And really, it doesn't matter, because if I wanted to, I could have got you for assault. And you could have went to jail that night.
Well, John could have got me for punching him in the nose.
Yeah, but she was the first one.
There was a lot of,
she was the first one.
There was a lot of things.
And it was on camera.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that shouldn't have happened that night. I mean, we've had several things happen, but that by far, again, was the craziest thing that happened. And something that, not proud of happening, but again, everything had been building up until this moment. And I think... And this is what I'm going to say about the situation. It is the unprofessionalism. I can remember when John and Chastity would go out, okay, and they would spray water on the fans, okay. Mm-hmm. Now this is just my take on it. And whenever the fans would call her a name or spit or do whatever, they would get angry. So the unprofessionalism between those two has built to what, I don't know, the unprofessionalism between those two is duly noted. The incident in Newport where Shane was smacked. I mean, we could go on and on about the situation.
Whenever it comes to the fans booing them and saying stuff to them, hey dumbasses, that's what they're supposed to do. And you're supposed to deal with it.
Well... You summed it up there. We're gonna wind this thing up, but I'm gonna say this. What do you see happening now? I mean, after what happened at the last show, you come in, you DDT John. You know, you take the title. You know, I guess, you know, whatever, we ran out or something. I don't know. I guess everybody thought we pulled a Bret Hart or something. I think things were planned. There's no doubt. I talked to guys in the back, and there's no doubt there was some awkward actions that night. I specifically said show up on time, and she specifically did not show up on time. He did. I will give him that.
They were
planned.
trying to make a statement, but they ended up getting nervous that night.
And you know, it's led to this, and we're going to break it right here on June the 21st at the Pigeon Forge Armory. Matthew, you will be taking on John Sullivan. I don't look at this as Issac Cain versus Overkill. I'm looking at this.
Yeah, because that's already been done.
I'm looking at this as something that is a bitter reality, and it's you know, it's just two guys that generally now do not like each other. They have to work each other in a match.
Listen, mine and John's relationship has slowly been deteriorating over the past 6 months.
Well, you obviously our cousin is Richard. That's Chastity's husband.
90% of that has to do with her. Okay. The other percent
outside of wrestling. There's nothing wrong with Chastity. That's my.
I guess from your standpoint.
Well, that's my personal opinion. Outside of wrestling,
that's your personal opinion.
But inside wrestling, I would agree there is a deep level of unprofessionalism. Outside of that, I don't really have a problem with it. When the show's over, it's fine. But what this has led to is a loser leaves KFW simply because. What else? You guys did it all. You know, this is. I mean, we partied together. We fought together. Now we fought each other. I've never laid a hand on John, but when you put your hands on my mom,
everything's kind of came full circle. And the fact of the matter is what do I have to lose? Okay, I don't really have anything to lose here. Whenever it comes to John and Chastity. Listen, sorry guys, no one else is going to book you guys because of her. That's the facts. My goal is going to be whenever I came back to FTW, I came back because it had changed. And because I saw that it had changed, and I saw it in your eyes. I saw it in your eyes that you were passionate about changing it.
Yeah, the fire's back.
But John is in this perpetual state of repetitiveness. He's just kind of rolling along.
It was the same John
with the motions.
It was the same John I seen in the back that from the beginning of the show, the mopiness throughout the whole show, the anger towards her, or the anger. You could tell the aggravation on her part. Whatever it was,
come walking up to me.
Old thing.
Don't come walking up to me, and don't come walking up to him going, yeah, she don't like that. Because, we don't care. My goal is going to be, in the loser leaves KFW match, there's no coming back with a mask on. There's nothing like that. Whenever you lose, and I'll see to it that you will, I'm going to destroy your memory. Okay, because that's going to be what I have to do. The only way for FTW to continue on and flourish is to destroy the memory of John and Chastity completely. Okay, because the fans, y'all can come out and cheer them all you want. Okay, because you love them, and that's okay. That's okay, but I don't.
What's going to happen when the fans turn on you because you take
I don't care.
John out? You don't care.
I don't care.
You don't care that the fans like John.
Because the fans don't understand that it's either end him and Chastity being in connection with professional wrestling in general.
Wrestling fans and our fans alike, even though I love them to death, they don't like change. But when they get change, they realize change is great. And you really have a problem with our fans. I mean, you go to other shows now. You did the Saul deal. You did the whole. You did the other shows. You see, you have a problem with our fans. That's the way I look at it.
My problem comes down to how the fans
We've talked about it before.
began to treat Overkill and Chastity, knowing what she is and what she's done, and knowing that he's basically on a lead rope, right? He's just getting pulled along for her journey, right? So the only way to continue on and flourish and make FTW successful is to erase the memory completely of John and Chastity. In this loser leaves KFW match, whenever it's all said and done, whenever everything's passed, and the next show rolls around, their name will never be mentioned again, if I have anything to say about it.
Listen, people's going to see this on Facebook, obviously. This is going to be uploaded ASAP. Some people's going to say this is fake. Some people are going to say this is just an angle. Some people thought that when you left the show and me and you weren't talking, that it was an angle. You had a problem with UWA.
I had
They thought that you were...
Yeah, and where's that got them?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, people thought literally that I had sent what the...
Yeah, what am I going to do?
So,
okay? Listen, I'm just and I just did what was best for me.
What?
Now, I'm going to do what's best for FTW.
So what do you say to the person watching this who's going to maybe private, or send me some kind of, private message going, that looked real good, but we know it's fake.
Send me all the messages you want, because you know I'm notorious for not answering a damn one of them.
You don't answer your messages. You don't. You're not a big Facebook guy.
I mean, I get on there and I post stuff now. I'm more, apt to it now. But the point is if you're so stupid to not see that there's been personal damages between me, John, Chassie, and you.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it. It's not a word.
I just said
it was real as real can get. We had two options here, and you made the right decision.
I remember sitting at the table whenever Russ said, either the family gets back together, or by God, you go your separate ways.
Yeah.
And I would hate to see that happen.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what was said.
And I
would have too,
because there's children involved.
And obviously, there's children. My children. Maybe someday you're going to have children.
Yeah.
So, we're going to leave it like this. What can fans expect on June the 21st? Loser leaves at the family reunion.
They can expect to see, they can expect to see me do whatever it takes to make sure that at the next show that John and Chastity's memory will be completely erased. Move on. Get over it. No more raving. No more doing any of that stupid.
How hard, and it's the more I think about it, the more I think it might be a sell of the curtain. How hard is it going to be for you two to work together inside of that ring? I don't see either.
It's nothing to me.
I'm saying I don't see either one of you two talking to each other much before the match. I don't. I mean,
thanks to her.
Yeah, we're just being real.
Yeah.
So, if it comes down to a fight, then
if it comes down to a fight, then that's what it's going to be. But my goal is to make sure that by the next show that John and Chastity is not there.
Well, you heard it here. We thought that it would be fitting. Either you believe it or you don't. It's, whatever. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It took me a long time to get you back, and you know what they say, man. Family over everything else. So that's how it is. We're glad to have you back. You're obviously the champion.
Right here.
Okay, we'll leave it at that one.